Hi friends, welcome back to Parnika tutorials. In the last video, I have discussed about procedure in PL-SQL. I hope you have watched that video. If you did not watch that video, or if you don't know what is a procedure, how to create a procedure, how to call a procedure, I sincerely request you to go back and watch that video and come back to this video. In this video, I want to discuss about function concept in PL-SQL. So I sincerely request everyone to watch the complete video for better understanding. What is a procedure? Procedure is a block of statements which are used to execute a certain task. So a function is also similar to the procedure. So a function is also a PL-SQL block which consists of set of instructions which are executed to perform a specified task. The only difference between the procedure and a function is procedure does not return a value. However, function should always return a value. So that is the difference between a function and a procedure. Now let me discuss how to create a function. The syntax is you need to write the create or replace function, and then you need to write the function name, and then you need to provide the parameters which is optional. Optional means always not required. Whenever you want to provide the parameters, and then you can provide the parameters, and always you should have the return keyword which provides the return data type. And then you will have is, and then you will have the begin session, and in the begin session what are the statements you want to execute whenever the function is calling, those statements you need to write. So I can say if the begin section consists of the function body, and then you need to have the end. So this is the generalized syntax to create a function. Now let me discuss how to create a function in PL-SQL by writing a simple program. I want to display the number of rows from the table called EMP. Then you can write select star from EMP. Then it will display all the information which is there in the table called EMP. Then you can see 11 rows are selected, meaning is that in the EMP table there are 11 employees information is there. If you want to get the number of rows in the table called EMP, then you can write select count star from EMP. Then you can see we got the value as 11. This value 11 I want to do with the help of the function in PL-SQL. Let me clear the screen, and then I will write set server output on end with a semicolon, and then I will create the function. So how I will create the function? I will write the syntax as create or replace the function, and then I will write the function name as f1. If the function name f1 is not there, then it will create. If it is already there, then it will replace, and then I will write the return keyword, and the return data type is I want to return a number. So the data type I have provided as number, and then I need to write the is, and then I want to declare a variable called total of number of size 2, and then I want to assign the value 0 to the variable called total, and then I will write the begin session, and then I will write select count star into whatever it gives. I want to store in the variable called total from the table called EMP, end with the semicolon, and then finally I want to return the value which is there in the variable called total, and then I want to end it. Now you can see we got the statement called function created. If you want to see the program whatever I have written, let me open this one in the notepad. So the syntax of creating a function is create or replace function and then function name. If the function is already available, then it will replace with the new function definition. If the function f1 is not available, then it will create. Then you can ask me, sir, you have not provided the parameters. Already I told you that the parameters are optional. If you want to provide the parameters, then you can provide. If it does not want, you can leave it. Always a function should have a return statement, and what kind of value you want to return. So you want to provide the data type, and then you need to write is. What are the variables you want to declare? You can declare, and then you need to have the begin and then end. What are the statements you want to define inside the function? Those statements you need to write within the begin and end session. Now we got the statement as function as created. Now I need to call this function. If you want to call a function, we can call it several ways. One of the way is that you can write the declare session. What are the variables you want to declare? Variable declaration you can do, which is not a compulsory. Whenever you want to declare a variable, then you can have the declare session, and then you will have the begin session, and then you can call the function. Function calling can be done here, and then finally you can end with the semicolon. So this is the way you can call a function. Now let me discuss this one in SQL Plus. So I will write the declare section, and then I will declare a variable called C of type number of size. Let me give it as 10, and then I will write the begin. Now I will assign the value which will return by the function f1 to the variable called C, and that value I want to display here. So I will write dbms underscore output dot put underscore line, and then I can write the statement in the single quotes. So I will write the number of rows in the table emp is, and then I will provide the concatenation, the value which is there in the variable C I want to display, and then I will write the end, and then backslash output right dot put underscore line. Let me open the notepad, and then I need to write dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. Let me save this one and let me run it. And now you can see we got the output as the number of rows in the table emp is 11. So like this you can call a function. I have written the declare, I have declared a variable. Inside the begin block I have called the function f1. Once you call the function f1, the control will go to the function definition. Whatever the statements which are there in the function definition will be executed. Whatever the value it will return, it will be stored in the variable called C. See what kind of value this function will return. The variable C also should be of the same data type. The function f1 returns a number, so that's why the C data type is number. If it returns a char, then C should be a char. So whatever the return type of the function f1, and the same should be the variable data type, and then I want to display the value which is there in the variable C. So like this we can call a function, and also we can define a function. Now I will create one more function to perform the calculator. So I will write set server output on end with a semicolon, and then I will write create or replace function, and I want to provide the function name as cal, and then I will write a number, then b number, and then op char, and then I will write return type is number, and then I will write is, then begin, and I will write if op is equal to plus, then I want to perform the a plus b, and that value I want to return. So I will write return a plus b. If the operator is plus, I want to perform the addition. Else if operator is equal to minus, then I want to perform the subtraction, and that value I want to return. So I will write return a minus b end with a semicolon. Else if the operator is equal to multiplication, then I want to perform a into b, and that value I want to return. Else if the operator is not a plus, subtraction, not a multiplication, then I want to perform the division, and that value I want to return. So I have written a statement called return a divided b, and then I will write end if, and then I will write end, and then backslash. Now you can see we got a statement called function created. So there are no issues in this program and the function has been created. If you want to see it, then let me open in the notepad. So what I have done, I have written a statement called create or replace function, and function name I have provided as CAL. So if the function CAL is already available, then it will replace with the new function definition. If the function is not available, then it will create the function, and then I am writing the parameters here, which is an optional. So I can, whenever I want to write the parameters, then I can write. If I does not want, I can avoid that one. So I have taken the three parameters a, b and op of data type as number and char respectively, and then always you know that every function should return a value. So I have written a return keyword and then return data type and then is, then begin. Within the begin, whatever the function body you have to provide, means what are the statements you want to execute whenever you are calling the function called CAL. All the statements you need to write here. Okay, let me save this one and then close it. Now I need to call this function. Now I can call this function with the help of the select statement also. I can write select, the function name is CAL, and then I will provide 10 comma 20 comma, then I want to provide the multiplication as the operator from dual. What is this dual? Which is a temporary table. Then you can see we got the output as 200. So you are calling the function called CAL, and a value you are passing as 10, b value you have passed as 20, and operator you have passed as multiplication. The a value is 10, b value is 20, operator is a multiplication. Then look at here, is operator is a plus? No. Look at here, what will happen is that the operator is having the multiplication. Multiplication is equal to plus? No, false. If the if condition is false, the statements which are there in the if block will not be executed. Then it will verify the condition which is there in the else if. What is the condition is there? Operator is having multiplication. Is it equal to subtraction or not? It is not equal to. So then it will give the false. So as the else if condition is false, the statements which are there in the else if block will not be executed. Then it will verify this condition. What is the condition? Operator is equal to multiplication or not. Operator is what? Multiplication is equal to multiplication. So the condition is true. If the condition is true, the statements which are there in this one will be executed. What is the statement is there? Return a into b. What is the a value? 10. What is the b value? 20. So 10 into 20 is 200. So that 200 will be returned, and that value 200 will be displayed as an output for you. Okay, I hope you have understood. If you want to perform the addition, then you can write select CAL 10 comma 20, and then I will provide the plus here as an operator from dual. See, like this you can call the function, or in the previously what we have done, we have written the declare session, and then we have declared a variable, and then we have written the begin session. Like that also we can perform, or you can call the function like this also. Now you can see we got the output as 30 because a value is 10, b value is 20, and operator is plus. So the if condition will be true, so it will return 10 plus 20, which is 30. So that's why you got the output as 30. So I hope you have understood how we have created a function called CAL and call that function. I will create one more function called add, which is useful for you to perform the addition of two numbers. So before that, let me clear the screen, and then I will write set server output on end with semicolon. I will write create or replace function, and the name of the function is f2, and then I will write a in number. See, when we have discussed about the procedure, we have discussed about three types of parameters. One is in, and then out, in, out. So the same concept will be applied to the function also. So here the a is an in parameter, and then b is also in parameter, and then I will write the return keyword, and then it will return the data type as number, and then I will write is, and then I will declare a variable called c of number of size 10, end with semicolon, and then I need to write the begin statement. What are the function body statements I need to write here? So I want to perform c assignment operator a is equal to b, so it will perform a plus b, and that value will be stored in the variable called c, and then finally I want to return the value which is there in the variable c, and then I will end it. Now you can see function has been created. If you want to see, let me open this one in the notepad. So I have written a statement called create or replace function. Function name is f2. If the function f2 is already existing, then it will replace. If it is not existing, then it will create. And the parameters I have provided as a and b are of int type parameter, and the data type is number. And then I have provided the return keyword, and the return data type is number. And then I have declared a variable called c of a number, and then I have opened the begin. Inside the begin, I have returned the function body. So what it is performing? It is performing a plus b, and that value is stored in the variable c, and then finally you are returning the value which is there in the variable c. Now I will call the function. I can call this function again using the select statement. So I can write select f2. I will pass the a value and b value as 10 and 20, and then I will write dual, end with a semicolon. Now what is happening? We got the output as 30. So a value is 10, b value is 20. So 10 plus 20, that value is stored in the variable c, which is 30. So that value you are returning. So we are getting the output as 30. Even we can call the function within the begin session also. I will write a declare, and then a variable as c of number of size 10, end with the semicolon, and then I will write the begin, and then I will write c assignment operator, and the name of the function is f2, and I will provide the value 10 and 20 as a values to the function called f2, and then I will write dbms underscore output dot put underscore line, and then I can write the sum is, provide the concatenation, the value which is there in the variable c you can display, and then you can end, and then backslash. Now you can see we got the output as the sum is 30. So like this we can call a function. Now let me discuss this one in the notepad. So I have declared a variable called c. In the begin, I have called the function called f2, and I have passed the value as 10 and 20. So the 10 will be stored in the variable a, 20 will be stored in the variable b, then it will perform the a plus b, and the value will be stored in the variable c. That c will be returned. So whatever the value it is returned, here it is storing in the variable c, and that value you are displaying. If you pass 100 comma 200, then you can call the function. What will happen here? We'll get the output as the sum is 300. So like this you can create a function, and also you can call the function. Now I will define a function which is useful for you to find the maximum of two values. So I will write create or replace function, and then I will write the function name as find max, and it will take a parameter as x, which is a number, and also y, which is another parameter, which is an int parameter, and the data type is a number. So and I will write the return statement, and it will return a number, and then I will write is. I will declare a variable called z, which is of a number, and then I will write the begin. If x is greater than y, then what is the greatest number between the x and y? X is, right? So that value I want to assign to the variable called z. Else, then what is the meaning? If x is not greater than y, then which is the greatest number? Y is the greater number, right? So that value I want to assign to the variable called z, and then I want to write the end if, and then I want to return the z value, and then I want to end it, and then hashes. Now you can see function has been created. Now let me open this one in the notepad. So what I have written, create or replace function, and the function name is find max. If the function find max is already available, then it will replace, otherwise it will create the new function, and it takes two parameters which are x and y, which is are of int type parameters, and the data type is number, and we have the return keyword. The return data type is number, and then I have written the is, and I have declared a variable called z of number, and then I have written the begin session. Inside the begin session, whatever the function body, you need to write it here. So the function body, it wants to verify among the x and y which is the greater number. So I have written an if condition. If x is greater than y, if this condition is true, among x and y which is the maximum number, x is the maximum number, right? So that number I am assigning to the variable called z. Else, which is the largest number, y is the maximum number, so that value I am assigning to the variable z, and that z I am returning. So this is the way I have created a function called find max. Now what I will do is that I will call this function by declaring three variables of a, which is a number, and then b also a number type, c is also a number type, and then I will write the begin, and I will assign the 23 value to the variable a and value 45 to the variable b, and then I will write c assignment operator, and then I will call the function called find max, and I will pass the a value and b value, and whatever the value will be stored in the variable c, that value I want to display as an output. So I will write dbms underscore output dot put underscore line, and then in the single quotes I will write maximum value is, and then provide the concatenation, and then I will display the value which is there in the variable c, and then end it. And now you can see the maximum value is 45. So I have declared three variables called a, b, c are of number type, and then I have written the begin session. Inside the begin session, you need to call the user defined function called find max. I have passed the a value is 23, b value is 45, and then I am calling the function called find max by passing 23 and 45. Among 23 and 45, which is the largest number? 45. So that value has been displayed. Suppose if I give here 230 and another one is 45, then what is the largest number? 230 is the largest number. So this is the way you can define the function, and also you can call the function. Let me call this function called find max with the help of select statement. I will write select find max 10, 20 from dual. Among 10 and 20, which is the largest number? 20. So that's why you got the output as 20. So you can call the function like this, or using the dual table also we can do this task. Now we will discuss about the recursion function. See, a function can call another function, but a function calling itself directly or indirectly is called what? Recursion. So this recursion I want to do with the help of PL-SQL. I want to perform the factorial of a number using this recursion function. So what I will do, I will write set server output on end with the semicolon, then I will create or replace a function called f45, okay, and it is an x of number, and then it returns a number is f number, then begin. If x is equal to 0, then I want to assign the value 1, else then I want to call the function fact by itself, not fact here, f45, and then I will write x minus 1, and then I will write end if, and then I want to return the value f, and then end function created with the compilation errors. Let me open in the notepad. Function name, let me give it as force number, will take of size 10, begin x is equal to 0, then f1 else x minus 1, end if, return f end. Let me run this one. Now function has been created. I will clear the screen and then I will write set server output on end with semicolon, and now I will declare a variable called num, which is a number, fact, which is also a number. Here I did a mistake. Let me end it and then end it. I know, because a number I have written NUMER. So again let me write declare num, which is a number, and then factorial, which is also a number. So I have declared all the variables, and then I need to write the begin session, and I will assign the value 6 to the variable called num, and then factorial assignment, I will call the function called f4, and whatever the value which is there in the variable called num will be pass it to the function called f4, and then whatever the value it will return will be stored in the variable called factorial. That value I want to display. So I will write dbms underscore output dot put underscore line, and then whatever the value is there in the variable called factorial I want to display, and then I will write the end and then backslash. Now we see we got the output as 720. Now look at here, I will show the program for you. I have declared two variables, so that's why I have written the declare section and then begin, and then I am assigning the value 6 to the variable called num, and then I am calling the function called f4 and I am passing the value 6 to it, and then whatever the value it will return, because 6 factorial is 720, so that value will be stored in the variable called factorial. That value I am displaying as an output. Suppose if I provide as a 4, it will give the output as 24 for you. So like this you can create the function and then call the function. And also I hope you have understood about the recursion. If you still have any doubts related to this concept, feel free to ask me in the comment section. I will try to clear your doubts as early as possible. Thank you for watching the complete video. Have a nice day.